I was just telling the Danettes about the Richard Nixon story, and they thought that I was talking about somebody else named Nixon here. Now, explain the former president and how you come in contact with him and start talking football.
I was living at John Madden's place at the Dakota. He was a dear friend, and John let me stay at his place for a couple of years. It was like the guy who came for dinner and never left. So I was walking down the street one day, and guy pulls up in a sedan, and it's black tinted windows. And the guy says to me, "Are you Jim Gray?" And I said, "Yeah." And I just kind of kept walking because black tinted windows. And I'm thinking, well, what does this guy want to talk to me for? So I crossed the street, and they came back around. He said, "You're Jim Gray." I said, "What? We kind of established that I am. Nice to see you." He said, "President Nixon wants to talk to you." And a guy rolled down the window, and there was Richard Nixon. So I got in the car, talked to Richard Nixon for 45 minutes. He knew everything about New York football giants. He knew everything about baseball. He's rattling off statistics. He's got all kinds of scenarios in his head of what gone on in all-star games. So I get out of the car all excited. I come back to the apartment, and I see Madden. I say, hey, Coach, you're not going to believe this. I'm walking down the street, and I just talked for 45 minutes with President Nixon. He said, "Don't ever S Madden. I've heard all the S I can take from Matusak and Sistruk. Don't ever S Madden." And he walks out of the room. Well, about a year later, I'm sitting in there watching television, and Madden comes in, and he says, I'm sorry I called you an S." I said, "What are you talking about, Coach?" He said, "About a year ago, I called you an S, and guess what? I just spent about an hour in the car with Richard Nixon over here on 72nd in Columbus."
And you're living in the Dakota at John Madden's apartment. This is right off Central Park, and you end up some kind of encounter with Yoko Ono in the Dakota.
She lived right across the way. So when you'd look out of Madden's kitchen, about, I don't know, 60 feet, 90 feet across the way in the Dakota in the courtyard was Yoko Ono. And she lived there, obviously, with John Lennon, and he was assassinated. And so, I'd get up and have some orange juice. And from time to time, she'd be in the window, and we'd just kind of wave. And she would wave back. So she probably thought I was one of Madden's sons or didn't really know. So one day I'm walking back from the studios, from 30 Rock. And I walking through, ironically, Strawberry Fields, and there's Yoko Ono, and she's with somebody. And so I said, "Hello, Mrs. Ono. Hello, Yoko. I'm Jim Gray. I wave to you all the time." And we talked, and she was very pleasant. About a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it was, not long. And you could see it ended, Dan. And so I said, "Well, maybe we should have a Coca-Cola one time or get together and have some coffee." And she said, "No, I prefer to wave." So about a week and a half later, I was kind of embarrassed, but that's all right. She was very nice. I mean, she was terrific. So she's sitting in the window, and I kind of waved, and I was a little sheepish because I thought maybe she'd blow me off. And no, she gave me a bit. So she preferred to wave.